Sounds on. Hey, Antelope Valley, here we are at the start, and Dave Childs, city manager for city. You ready? Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hi, everyone, Antelope Valley and beyond. Here we are within the whole weedery. Oh, and Wayne Foss is in the house. I was so hoping he would show up. Hope you'll hang out, Wayne. You're going to be our part deux of the show.
Okay, so grab a chair and sit down there.
Yeah, and we have two really wonderful topics to discuss today here. Young Love After 50, I Live Today, AV. I'm Marva Greenleaf, staying in love with Jim Greenleaf one day at a time, and that's what it's all about, isn't it, hon?
It really is. We want to thank our sponsors, Avon's Furniture, which has got a great piece. Hopefully you get time to show you today. If not, we don't. But it's with at MGen. He talked to Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson wrote a very important book. For
Argyle,
Thank you.
Armada.
Thank you.
Mark Johnson wrote this book, and it's all about the elite cyclist on the globe, and this one particular team that he was very close with, the Armageddon. Anyway,
Armageddon.
Yeah, so Bob Turner is the one that just, his passion is cycling, and even though he's in his 60s, forgive me, Bob, if I put you somewhere you're not, but you just embody the passion. Yeah,
50 something.
Yeah, double nickel. Bob, you're wearing it well, whatever you're doing,
That's
and
right.
I know cycling's a part of your healthy lifestyle, and we were in the middle of it all at Amgen.
Well, we were, and the things you found and got interviews with were just amazing. The guy that won yesterday's race, stage 4, was Tyler Farah. Okay, he's the first American to win a stage this year. And who was the only woman you interviewed at MGen?
Well, I just happened to see her smooching, or him smooching. They were mutually smooching. So I just followed the love trail, and she was willing to step up and give me a little insight of the support for these world-class athletes and the lifestyle, the demands, the risk, all of that that's inherent when you're excelling at whatever you're doing. It's very risky business.
It's risky business. It really is. And also, Chris Spiker did some great AV Nice pieces and some pieces. So and you did too. I just talked about that, didn't I? So we got stuff to show you. We have a testimonial from our buddy over at Lancaster Insurance, another sponsor, talking about what we're doing for them. And that's, of course, Lancaster Insurance Services.
Bob Finberg and Antelope Valley Christian Schools and Local Living. We sure appreciate you giving us a lot of bang out of our hard-earned dollars. And many, many more who support us all around the globe. Thank you for believing in the light.
On the Air
Thank you
TV.
for
Thank you.
participating in the light. And as a collective force, we can be the shift for the greater good. I happen to believe there's plenty in the world for each and every one of us.
So as we leave and come back, who's your first segment with? What are you doing?
Oh, we're going to talk to our local GMO educators. We're going to learn more. There's a walk happening on May 25th. It's March Against Monsanto. Now, anyone who knows me understands the power of words. So I hesitate because I really don't see myself against anyone. But I'm all for educating, and Monsanto has been under the rock and behind the curtain, and we're going to put some bright light on what their product is and how they are part of our food crises that we're experiencing around the globe. So stick around. You're going to meet two amazing women and a newborn.
Now I got to bring this up because you didn't know it, but I think the reason why, I'm just going to throw this out now, I'm going to get out of the way, Monsanto is so accepted. Me growing up, Wayne growing up, Disneyland, Monsanto Inner Space. It was the favorite ride. And you sit in a little thing and you went into somebody's body and you got smaller and smaller and smaller. It was a great ride.
See,
So the word Monsanto, yeah, you didn't know that. It's right Tomorrowland, right there in the corner. And it was a very successful ride, but for many years.
Mm-hmm. Well, the name Monsanto, it obviously has a deep pipeline of subliminal.
Okay, now.
Hypnotic.
Okay, because it was Mother's Day. And you had a wonderful Mother's Day.
You know, have your toenails painted on Mother's Day by somebody else. That's what I recommend. Have your toenails painted on Mother's Day by somebody else.
I did it.
It took a lot of cleanup, but
Well, you're on the phone to your daughter and you talk to your toes.
they're gorgeous. I mean, yeah, so I have turquoise toes. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Great Mother's Day. We all are so, every mother on the planet, we all come through the mother. That's so much of the imbalance on the planet, the irreverence of our Mother Earth, and we're here to reclaim it.
Okay, now, of course, we live on Facebook and the internet and do all social networking stuff. Somebody sent you an incredible video about this mother singing in church.
Yeah, mother song. She was rapping what all of us mothers end up, just over and over, the repetition. No one really talks about the repetition that comes with motherhood.
But every
It'd
mother,
be great if you could say it once, but no, you get to say it again and again and again. And then hopefully it's a healthy, positive voice inside your child's head. Because we have a lot of influence in the early years.
be right back with GMO.
Yes, education.
Get up now, get up out of bed. Wash your face, brush your teeth, comb and sleepy head. Here's your clothes and your shoes, hear the words I said. Get up now, get up and make your bed. Are you hot, are you cold, are you wearing that? Where's your books and your lunch and your homework? Get grab your coat and your gloves and your scarf and hat. Don't forget, you gotta feed the cat, eat your breakfast. The experts tell us it's the most important meal of all. Take your vitamins so you will grow up one day to be big and tall. Please remember the orthodontist will be seeing you at 3 today. Don't forget your piano lesson is this afternoon, so you must play. Don't shovel, chew slowly, but hurry. The bus is here, be careful. Come back here. Did you wash behind your ears? Play outside, don't play rough. Would you just play fair? Be polite, make a friend. Don't forget to share. Work it out, each turn. Never take a dare. Get along. Don't make me come down there. Clean your room, wash your clothes, put your stuff away. Make your bed, do it now. Do we have all day? Were you born in a barn? Would you like some hay? Can you eat? Can you hear a word I say? Answer the phone. Get off the phone. Don't sit so close. Turn it down. No texting at the table. No more computer time tonight. Your iPod's my iPod. If you don't listen up. Where you going and with whom and what time do you think you're coming home? Saying thank you, please, excuse me, makes you welcome everywhere you roam. You'll appreciate my wisdom someday when you're older and you're grown. Can't wait till you have a couple little children of your own. You'll thank me for the counsel I gave you so willingly, but right now I'll thank you not to roll your eyes at me. Close your mouth when you chew, would appreciate. Take a bite, maybe two, with the stuff you hate. Use your fork, do not burp, or I'll set you straight. Eat the food I put upon your plate. Get an egg at the door, don't go smart with me. Get a grip, get in here, I'll count to 3. Get a job, get a life, get a PhD, get a dose. I don't care who started it, you're grounded until you're 36. Get your story straight and tell the truth for once, for heaven's sake. And if all your friends jumped off a cliff, would you jump too? If I said it once, I've said at least 1,000 times before that you're too old to act this way. It must be your father's DNA. Look at me when I am talking, stand up straighter when you walk a place. For everything and everything must be in place. Stop crying or I'll give you something real to cry about. Huh. Wash your face, brush your teeth, put PJs on, get in bed, give a hug, say a prayer with mom. Don't forget, I love you. And tomorrow we will do this all again because our thoughts are never ends. You don't need the reason why. Because I said so, I said so, I said so, I said so. I'm the mom, the mom, the mom, the mom, the mom.
Well, look at us. Okay, I have got a trio of divine feminine energy going on right here. And there's so much power in the number of 3. And I feel blessed. There's Kristen here holding her infant, her newborn Enso, who is divinely placed and appointed to help carry this banner of educating us all. And this is Brittany Holland. Now, she took on the event organizer. I forgot the other cameras here too. Brittany took on, as the organizer of the event, March Against Monsanto, which is happening May the 25th, right here in Lancaster. Tell us more about that event, Brittany.
Okay. On May 25th, at 11 a.m. We're all going to be meeting at American Heroes Park and marching down the boulevard. And we're just going to be trying to get information out there to people who don't know about GMO foods and Monsanto, and trying to educate everyone. And we're gonna gather.
We're gonna
Spread
gather
our
together.
knowledge and, yeah.
Well, I call it being the virus. We're going to infect and be the virus and just let people become more aware. As much as we want to claim ourselves as liberals or conservatives or Republicans or libertarians or Democrats, you know what? Can we all just agree to be awake? Can we wake up just a little bit more? I claim being awake, and I value the divine laws of nature. I'm 54 years old, and I was raised in the South where they were already spraying the DDT on the mosquitoes. I remember running behind the fogging machines because it was like lost in space, and you didn't even think about what you were inhaling. And yet I had just an amazing, horrible skin conditions, cracked, bleeding skins, all growing up. And it has taken me an entire life to detox and really correct all of that we inhale and ingest, and it's around us, and if you're not aware of it, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You just will, because it's a very painful, slow, insidious demise, and what is lacking is your quality of life. It's the quality of life that gets lost, and it begins with the bees. It begins with our bees, who are so necessary to pollinate for us and to work with the laws of nature. Now, in corporate America, when these very top-heavy organizations, whether it's a bank or a pharmaceutical company, a food source, when they get so heavy and so arrogant that they cannot fail, and the public is either too stupid to know, and we're really encouraged to be sheeple, aren't we?
Absolutely.
And to claim it, that I'm a person and I'm a free thinker and I'm a woman. I think it compels us as being the healers within our families. We take it so to heart, don't we?
Well, I think one thing, people don't want to feel stupid. They don't want to realize that this wool has been over their eyes. And one thing to realize is maybe you're not so stupid, as people have been paying billions of dollars for you to not find these things out. That hurts. We have these things in place like the FDA. We should be able to trust them to check our food and drugs, right? Wrong. The FDA commissioner, Michael Taylor, he's on Monsanto's pocketbooks. That's a conflict of interest. So the things that you wish that you could trust to protect your own safety and health, they're not in place. So get mad. March with us. Say, I don't accept this. Let them know. I mean, any great revolution has to start with one person somewhere.
Yes,
So-
and in my 54 years, and I consider myself an activist. I do it primarily in my own home. I just start there within myself, and then I just live a life that I know is my divine path, my walk of faith. And so to get that passion, which can easily morph into rage,
Easy.
because it's such a disgusting revelation that each of us are spoon-fed. It's an indoctrination, a domestication, that we're spoon-fed, and this thing called pharmaceuticals, it begins in the womb. So, and these food sources begin in our women. When we start testing our infants for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and they're fresh in the world, and all this plumping of our children and this early maturation of their genitalia and their breasts, and it's just more.
Absolutely.
More.
Well, I want to speak to that for a second. As somebody who just 2 weeks ago made one of these, this is a GMO-free baby. So he's healthy. He's doing really well. And the whole time I was there, it was take this medicine, do this, do that, speed it up, slow it down. And I said, no. Mother Nature gave me all the parts that I need to make this happen, and I'm going to work it out. So I'll come back when he's about ready to fall out.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. We came back. We were there for 2 hours, pushed him out. We were healthy. We checked out in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it goes. If you do it natural, you believe in your body, you realize that we have all the tools that we need. Stop believing when they tell you, because that's, $15,000 okay, here's a C-section, here's this, here's that. That's making them money. They're not so concerned about you and your baby. They're concerned about what tab can I ring up for you.
Yep.
Well,
Well-
just 30 years ago, I met her two and a half years ago. Okay, but 30 years ago, we both had other families and had babies. She had 4, I had 4. We both had our children home,
Yeah, all of our births
not
were
knowing each
home
other.
deliveries. And just this past Sunday, my favorite news feed on the television is one program, CBS Sunday Mornings. And it's an hour and a half of just uplifting of humanity. And yet it does give us the hard facts of what's happening in the world. And they focused on a commune. It's in Tennessee, and it's been there since the 60s. It's called The Farm. And this woman, Ina Mae Gaskins, who was the midwife, the one who understood the sacred place of birth, within the family. And now she's in her late 70s, and she's still speaking it, she's still delivering babies, and this is part of our birthrights. Now, also part of growing up and getting beyond the indignation and the shock and the surprise of it all. Oh my God, the IRS abuses people. Oh, geez, that's such a shock. We didn't experience that before. Oh my God. Well, when it hits you is when you start to experience it, and you will start to shift your thoughts about these veils that are put in front of us. When you put on your big girl panties and you put on your big boy shorts, what you must realize is that these institutions are looking out for themselves.
Hallelujah!
They are looking out, the hospital's looking out for what's best for the hospital. The bank's looking out for what's best for the banks. Well, guess what? I get to look out for what's best for me. And as one individual on the planet who has been navigating this, because it hasn't just happened, it's been a happening.
Right.
And when you do stand up, it can shatter you, and then the challenge is to learn how to live in that shattered state. And if you're lucky, you get to reclaim your health, which gives you a quality of life that we're still discovering, aren't we, Jen? It's this quality of life that we cherish. And how do we do this? Okay, the Hippocratic Oath. Hippocrates is the one that said food is our medicine and medicine is our food. This whole idea of taking and compressing it in and building it in a laboratory is something that's come up in the industrial age. So this whole industrial age is where all of this manipulation in the laboratory has come about. And it hasn't just been in our health care, it's also been in our food source, the Food and Drug Administration.
Right.
So just like they label our drugs, even though nobody wants to read those side effects within that box, if you read it, you can get an idea of what you're risking when you swallow that in blind faith. So, read your labels, and all we were asking for was labeling. Just tell us.
Right. Now, if there's nothing to hide, why are you afraid to label it?
And why are you willing to spend billions of dollars
Right.
against those of us who just
Right.
simply want to know?
Right.
Well, today he showed me that box. Talk about that for a minute.
The Morning Star.
Right.
Well, as Jim and I have just been writing our health and more deeply, it's a day-by-day thing. It's not any end result. It's a lifestyle that's just very satisfying. And that's why we get, so impassioned with it, because we want others to just feel the quality of life that is God-given. God gives us this, not anything that we buy in a box or a store. So, as we've been weaning ourselves from dairy and meat, and so we've been exploring more of the soy products. And from the beginning, I heard that soy, corn, and canola are the 3 main food sources that are already grossly manipulated. Over 90% of our soy seeds, our soy products, come from Monsanto. And they own all of that insecticide, herbicide, pesticide that's part of the seed
Right.
that grows, and
It's
then
no
they feed
longer
it.
just on top of it, sprayed on it. It's now inside of it.
It's inside, so you can't wash it off.
Yeah.
You can't. You're gonna swallow it. Our meat's gonna swallow it. Our poultry's gonna swallow it. So our dairy's gonna swallow it. All of us are swallowing these genetically modified organisms. So one of our favorite vegetarian products is Morning Star's veggie patties, and it's a great little breakfast sandwich. But I started snooping. I'm like, why aren't they labeling? Why aren't they telling us where their soy milk? All of our soy products, tofu. what are they making it out of? And my only clue is that they have a Kellogg stamp. And we all know
about Kellogg's.
that Kellogg's is one of the major food products to be suspicious of. Their Kashi line, even though it's meant to be whole grain and you're charged a lot of money, you're going to be swallowing their GMO products. So knowledge is power. Those labels, we thank our government when they gets it right, labeling it. We just want to know, and then our money will follow on it.
Absolutely. Now, don't give up hope, though. One thing you might not know about Kellogg's, they've already given in to pressure over the sea. So, enough people threw enough fits that in Europe, they actually sell non-GMO Frosty Flakes or whatever they are.
Corn flakes,
the
and that's the truth, because we're the only country.
Right. If we put the pressure on, we might get up there with the third world countries that have already kicked out GMO foods. Mm-hmm. So if we put the pressure on and you tell them, I mean, it's supply and demand, and as consumers, you have that right to demand. And this is where we are totally leading behind, and it's an embarrassment, global embarrassment, our greed agenda in this country, and how we're not only willing to kill within this country our own through a variety of ways, but then we try to do that around the globe. So I praise those countries who have already said, not on our soil, because it's airborne contamination. Absolutely.
It ruins the whole divine law, and that's why it's so destructive, and we need to just bring our voices out. And here at the Whole Wheatery, they've given us the platform to do this. So if we don't embrace this, and because it's our community, GMO organisms, that agri-farming, agribusiness, it is the complete opposite of sustainability.
Absolutely.
So as we are trying to create a sustainable community and have our food source be some great benefit to us right here in the Antelope Valley, then these airborne contamination comes in and destroys the property next door. It destroys people that in Paraguay. It's just such an act against humanity, and it's gone on too long.
One good point to be made, the entire reasoning behind having genetically modified organisms was for worldwide sustainability. And it's going to be pretty soon here that we're going to have to get our crops from other people when the soil's depleted. So, I mean,
That's
makes
exactly
no sense.
right. That makes
So
us
call 'em out,
dependent
you know,
on
call 'em
others.
out.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth. Okay, we have said enough. Come out and join us May 25th, American Heroes Park, and join the conversation. Thank you, Kristen and Brittany. Find us on Facebook, March Against Monsanto. It's a global event.
It's nonviolent. Bring your babies. Bring your T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth. Families, we all benefit from a pure food source.
Going to Mark Johnson with Bob Turner.
One of our sponsors, Bob Turner, is a rock star in the cycling world, and he was on site with us at the Amgen and interviewing Mark Johnson. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Bob Turner. We're at the start of Amgen Stage 3 here in Palmdale. I got the pleasure of talking to Mark Johnson. Mark talked to me last year. He had just finished the book, Argyle Armada, and he spends most of his time with the team from Garmin Sharp, and he's just come back from Europe after being there in the Spring Classics. Yesterday, he tells me he was on a motorcycle in all that heat. What have you been up to?
Well, as you mentioned, I was at the Spring Classics, so the transition from Tour of Flanders, where it was 0 degrees, brutally cold, to yesterday's stage, where when we came down into Palm Desert, I saw the temperature reading on the motorcycle said 113 degrees. It was quite a transition. But no, on the motorcycle you could see all day that the guys were really staying hydrated, so they knew what they had ahead of them.
Oh, good.
And
good.
I mean, it certainly changed the character of the race, but professionals, they can handle it.
Yeah, they've been through the extremes.
Yeah.
I heard that one team had over 120 water bottles on board their car, and they blew through all of them.
Yeah, because a lot of them, in addition to drinking the water, they would dump it over their heads to stay cool.
Right.
But the course yesterday was fabulous. I mean, it was so beautiful to climb up to Idlewild and the descent down into Palm Desert. It was just fabulous.
Those extremes aren't things that you see in Europe as they race. There's not those extreme deserts.
No, I mean, you don't see the deserts like that, that's for sure. I mean, the alpine stages of the Tour de France are pretty much all in green,
right, in the trees,
covered mountains.
Yeah, we hear about those temperatures, but nothing quite as extreme as yesterday.
No, I mean, you'll get hot days at the Tour of Italy, and certainly at the Tour of Spain you get 100 degree temperatures, absolutely. And I think that's the only place that comes close is the stages that they have in Andalusia in southern Spain, because in the Sierra Nevada mountains there, you can go from the sort of hot desert floor of Andalusia up into the Sierra Nevadas and get those temperature differences.
Have you been spending a lot of time this season with Garmin?
Not as much as the year I was doing the book, 2011, but I was covering them quite a bit for 3 weeks during the Spring Classic, so it was really good to see Dan Martin, their young Irish rider, win Liège-Bastogne-Liège, which is one of the longest, hardest Spring Classics there is.
Right.
So that was a great confirmation of just progress.
Well, we're all pulling for Ryder to pull it out in Italy. You know, he's got a ways to go, but he's not, you know, he can do it. He's got incredible talent.
Yeah, I mean he's 2 minutes down or something like that now.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I haven't seen what happened in today's stage, but so much can change. They're going up to Galibier in the Alps this year, so
excellent.
One bad day and a guy can lose 10 minutes there, so or gain 10 minutes.
Very good. Well, we're going to be watching for your photos and looking forward to what you can contribute to this tour. We'll be following you on Twitter and all the rest of it.
Yeah, and you can see I'm shooting also for Paved magazine, so if you go to pavedmag.com, you'll see
Okay, hello everyone. We're back again. I'm Marva Greenleaf, and we have a special guest with us today, Wayne Foss. He's a local hero in the Antelope Valley.
It's okay if I clap for myself?
Yes, you can. Yes. You know, self-applause.
I give myself a standing ovation.
Why not? Because we know the success you already are.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Maybe.
Well, it
You can
shows
tell
on
me.
you, Wayne Foss. I mean, there's
Thank you.
always room for improvement.
Hall of Fame or Palmdale High School?
That's right. It is unbelievable.
Well, there's an athlete inside of you.
It just never came
I
out.
think so.
Yeah,
It
because
just
I've seen you
never
at the
came out.
basketball court.
When's it gonna come out?
What's that? The athlete?
Yeah.
I'm thinking mid-70s.
Somebody's got to fill in for Jack LaLanne, you know. So, Wayne, would you mind telling us why you're here today?
I'm here today because I've seen my friend Jimmy Greenleaf, who I've known since 1968. That's 45 years. I've seen him go from, 278 in the last year?
Oh yeah.
Down to 171 pounds. And the bottom line is I'm at 285, and that's just disgusting. I should be 185. And so I came here today because I want to know what he's doing, how he's doing it, and how to get started. I bought the Vitamix blender the other day, and I've got to make some lifestyle changes because I'd like to reverse my health. I'm diabetic, I'm insulin dependent, all that crap. Blood pressure meds, and I know that I'm my own worst enemy.
Well, you know, we do have personal choice, and a lot of us are willing to take on the personal responsibility,
Right.
self-responsibility. So we need guidance, you know, we're humble enough to know that we can't do it alone. None of us do. But this is where faith really, you know, I really call my faith my fuel.
Right.
And then I look for God's angels everywhere. Because it's not an either or, it's not allopathic medicine or natural medicine. It truly is the land of Anne. And there's room for all of it. However, nobody's going to know Wayne Foss like Wayne Foss knows him.
Correct.
And that's just your duty,
Right.
you know? Having parents, my mom and dad lead by example. And I learned growing up that the best gift they gave each other was to take care of themselves. So they're really proactive in how they care for themselves and then each other in their lifestyles. And it shows, you know, it shows in their aliveness and their laughter, and you just feel better. It will always be a slippery slope. So when we start to unplug from all of that we've kind of just been led to do, you know, then I'm going to encourage you to, it's a universe. So I really believe, I'm a lay person, so, you know, I was reminded just last Friday by an 84-year-old doctor that I hadn't gone one day to medical school. And that's okay, because he flat out said he doesn't believe diabetes is reversible. So, okay, end of the conversation. If someone has that deep core belief, there is absolutely no reason to waste your breath. That's why you need someone who can see Wayne Foss and just know that he can do it.
Well, here's what Jimmy told me. He told me his A1C was down to 6.5, which is completely healthy for non-diabetics, and that his blood sugar that morning had been 119. And I know, how far gone Jimmy was, and to see him come back. And, unfortunately, it's after he's already lost part of his foot. But he's on the right track. Well, he's not on the, he is not on the track. He's beyond that. He's been riding it for some time. And that's why I'm here.
Okay. Well, there is a lot of busyness because before he came, when I met Jim 2.5 years ago, he literally had a Vitamixer under his arm. And that was more than I had seen from any other man, is that he would care enough to have this Vitamixer under his arm. And he was already drinking these amazing veggie juices that I wouldn't do. I would never drink kale. I wouldn't drink green beans. I wouldn't drink ginger. So he really brought that into our relationship. Then I just embraced it because I had always been hungry to be able to do it together.
Right.
If you can really, because you just can encourage one another and you feel better and you want your partner to feel better with you. However, no matter what anybody else in the household is doing, it's the power of one. Just one stepping out, just doing it day after day. You don't have to preach about it, just do it, and they get to watch the transformation. Now, allopathic medicine is pharmaceuticals, the insulin, the metformin, the glipizide, the pricking. That's one theory, one philosophy about diabetes, type 2 diabetes in particular. So there are those out there, physicians, who completely believe that it is totally reversible. And this is the book that Cheryl Hughes gifted to Jim Greenleaf because he simply wasn't giving himself enough credit for what he was doing, swallow by swallow. And it started to shed off of him, didn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it just shed off of him. And, I'm going to break it down. Your basic mechanisms. Your appetite, is your belly growling? Because if your belly's not growling, it's already in a state of dysfunction. You want your belly to growl. Then your elimination. God gives us a lot of ways to eliminate, to release all of the toxins and the stresses. So sweat is one way, bowel movements are another, tears are another, laughter is another. Those are God-given releases. So if you're not having a functioning bowel movement, then that's another major clog in the system. And a lot of these medications just simply skew that, those basic mechanisms from your appetite, your muscle weakness, your elimination. And when those get sidelined, that's when I get alarmed because I know we need to sleep good at night. We need to eliminate the food that we're taking in, and your body will naturally respond if it's given the right support. So when Jim approached me, he said, I have these conditions and no health insurance. What would you do? And I said, well, I don't have those conditions and I don't have health insurance, but you have to spend your money some way. You have to invest in your well-being. So if it was me, I would do Oriental medicine or I would do homeopathy. Now there's also another form of medicine called Ayurvedic. That's another form of it's like 5,000 years old. It's all plant-based. There's many options. Naturopathy. We have many options in our approaches as we try to start correcting our system. Dr. Yu, have you heard us speak about him?
No.
Okay, Dr. Yu on Palmdale Boulevard. He has Shin Nong Acupuncture Clinic. And I was divinely guided there, and then I discovered that Shin Nong means divine farmer. That's what it means. Dr. Yu is Korean. And he does his 3-week herbal concoctions. You take it twice a day, and for 21 days. And it's medicinal grade herbal liquid, and it just starts to cleanse you from the inside out.
Okay.
So that's one method. Take this book home with you and dive into it because it will absolutely start educating you about why your body is needing that jolt of insulin and what you can do. Fat, sugar, salt, fat, sugar, salt, fat, sugar, salt. Those are the 3 things you must be aware of as you're reading your labels because those are the things that so manipulate your health mechanisms within. The Vitamixer, the key things that I know about diabetes is with your Vitamixer, you can start with a cup of organic apple juice.
Okay.
I'll write it down for you. 3 cups of water. So you dilute the apple juice because it's concentrated,
Right.
It's organic, unfiltered is what I use. A whole beet, 2 handfuls of green beans. You can get those organic at Trader Joe's. They're pretty consistent. organic kale at Trader Joe's, bananas here at the Whole Eatery. And you put that in, I fill up the Vitamixer, and the banana and the apple juice softens the flavors
Right.
of the kale. And you drink 6 or 8 ounces of that a day, starting your day, Wayne, and it gives you the best feeling within your body. And then your body starts to self-regulate.
Right.
That's a full grown-up thing when you can learn how to self-regulate. You know, I mean, that's really what everybody is doing, is learning how to regulate oneself.
He's also going to have his wife join him.
The more the merrier. It really is the infection we want to be, because we forgot we had options.
You know what, just real quick, my scenario. My A1C was 10.6, which is, you know, off the charts. And I started doing a low-carb diet. And in 60 days of doing that, it dropped down to 7.8, which is a whole lot better than 10.6. But I haven't been able to maintain the consistency. So I've got to find a program or a method of living that will allow me to be consistent.
Thank you.
And have those kind of results like I'm seeing on Jim.
Well, and this lab work called A1C, that is the back lab work of type 2 diabetes. That really tells you what your pancreas is doing over the last 3 months. It's a leveling out. So we're going to continue the journey with Wayne Foss. We're so excited because we know that great health is yours, and the quality of life needs to be experienced. We all deserve to experience a high quality.
Did you know he was Freddie Falcon?
I think he still has the outfit.
Go, 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 you mighty Falcon.
Okay, we're going to go to Bob Finberg, testimonial.
Okay, Bob Finberg, Lancaster Insurance, your video's up.
Parts of that made me cry.
Hi, this is Bob Finberg, Lancaster Insurance Services. I've been working with Jim Greenleaf on social networking for almost 2.5 years now, and the results are phenomenal. We've been getting calls from internet searches as a result of our efforts, and it is absolutely amazing. Several years ago, I went to Jim and I said, you know, the Yellow Pages, which we've relied upon for many, many years, have been a great source of new business for us. But I could see that the Yellow Pages were becoming used less and less and less as time went on. It was pretty obvious. The Yellow Page books were getting smaller and smaller. And the few Yellow Page books that were getting into the internet marketing were actually offering the Yellow Page ad for free if you would advertise on their internet site. So I found that was not the best way to go, and so over a period of time we've eliminated 2 of the 3 Yellow Page books, and we'll eliminate the 3rd one at my earliest convenience when our contract is up. In the meantime, I would like to highly recommend Jim's service for social networking for your business. And it doesn't matter what your business is. You want new customers. I was once told you need to go from eyeball to phone call. The best way to do that is through social networking.
Best way to do this is the social networking.
I would highly recommend Jim for social networking. I believe that you'll be extremely satisfied with the results. Please call me for a reference. Bob Finberg, Lancaster Insurance, 726-1337. I'd like to tell you all about the process and the great successes that we've had using Jim Greenleaf's methods of social.
Hey there, we're back.
That was fast.
Yeah.
That was a great video that Bob did.
Yes, it was.
Nice testimonial.
Well, you know, I got
He's
some guys I was
excited.
working with. What?
He's excited.
He is.
He gets it.
He's excited. He gets it. Hi, Chris Spiker. AV Nice, Alibi Florist.
You know, it's about AV Nice. I got introduced with a group of guys at a barbecue last night, and they said, AV Nice. Oh, what's that? Nice people, nice stories.
Okay, so how many city councilmen and city employees from Palmdale wear these?
The city of Palmdale gets them. I think that's where I started because of Dave Childs down there, the city manager. So he bought a bunch, and I said, write a check to your favorite charity, and he handed them out. And it's part of their culture down there in Palmdale about just being nice.
Right.
Nice people, nice stories.
How many people in the city of Lancaster are there?
A few. The neat thing is, as we found in our internet business, it's discovery. You know, they find it, they land on it, they hear the story, and they get excited about it. And then before you know it, I'm going to teach them how to buy their own. You know, you can give a man an AV Nice bracelet, or you can teach him to buy his own.
Ah, there you go. Well, we had to find a cause that we want to get behind and sell them to that cause.
Yeah. So maybe there's a charity out there, big or small, that gets AV Nice.
Well, that encompasses the entire Antelope Valley. I mean, this is what I look at this. Bakersfield is made up of many boroughs, and they all get along under the envelope Bakersfield like AV should.
Like the Oklahoma borough and the Nebraska borough.
And those two boroughs in the backyard, I just want to tell you.
Homer and Seek boroughs.
Yeah.
We could do a borough rescue. We could do that here in the valley. So I think we need to bring it together because there's some neat neighborhoods in the Antelope Valley. Fun places to visit or live there.
Yep. Yes. And Quartz Hill on this weekend?
Quartz Hill Chamber of Commerce, which since it's an unincorporated area, it's not a city. The Chamber of Commerce, other than the county, is really the government out there.
Oh, really?
They have a town council too, but the Chamber of Commerce is business people.
Palmdale, Lancaster know that?
I kind of like going to Quartz Hill because, you know, to me that's like old time Antelope Valley. So they have a installation. They're installing Lee Barron as their president for the 10th or 11th time. And this event is at Hacienda Lane, which is up there in the foothills.
That's a beautiful
That is
layout.
a neat venue.
Historic layout.
Anyone can go, buy a ticket, $30, which is, you know, a lot of money, but it's a barbecue. Chamber makes a little money
outside, a beautiful night.
On the lawn, under the stars, bring a sweater. And they're going to have some music and, you know, dinner and lots of neat people. So I'm pointing people to the Quartz Hill Chamber, and that is Thursday, June 15th. Neat opportunity to see a really unique ranch in the
What day of the
Antelope
week is
Valley.
that?
That's a Thursday.
So it's not on Saturday. I thought it was on Saturday. I've never been to Lane Ranch except on Saturday.
Well, you know, you could go to their website. It's amazing. They have history. That ranch was actually part of a homestead in the 1800s, and then the guy that invented the Eskimo pie in Los Angeles owned it as a hunting ranch.
Wow.
Eskimo pies. And then the Lane family bought it from him in the 1930s, I think. It's all on the Hacienda Lane website. And so you get to go there and see the original house and the fireplace and be on the grounds and watch the quail come down and just
Yeah, it's
rub
gorgeous.
shoulders.
Big trees. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's an oasis. And so
It's
that's
a
kind
hacienda,
of,
isn't it?
yes, it is. Whatever does that mean, oasis?
I think so.
Spanish.
No, Latin.
Latin.
That's different than Spanish.
I'm going to do the research on that, and I'll get back to you. So,
Okay. So, do you have fun at Amgen?
Amgen bike races in Palmdale a couple of days ago. That was amazing. All these athletes from all over the world, and the support crew, and the people involved. It's amazing. And the VIP tent. What is that over there? Is that a rat? Are those rats in that bag?
No.
Oh,
beads.
those are beads. Man.
Those are good for you.
Yeah. So are rats.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back
Find
to
a
the
way to bring
Amgen
it back.
bike race.
There you go.
I just think about all the things in that tent, the people. It was an amazing event. We got some great video from every direction. All the stories of it. I can't wait to see the monster guy, the guy with the monster drinks.
Yes.
Man,
That's coming up.
You know, because he and his girlfriend are actors in Los Angeles, and I'm thinking, great angle. He's a funny guy, BJ Honky Lang.
I bet that goes up today.
I bet it does. You know, I'm his friend on Facebook now.
You are?
Huh?
Yeah, you have a lot of friends on Facebook. So let me ask you this. A lot of response on the video you did with the gentleman that asked his wife to marry him in front of...
Christopher Perozzi, the tech god. Yeah, he proposed in the parking lot, and we used the sign, the marquee. And I think the Antelope Valley Florist Marquee needs to have its own Facebook page. It's getting pretty big.
Why don't you?
It's getting pretty big.
And just put pictures up as they go up?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea. Should we do it?
Let's do it. Let's do it before
You want
somebody
to talk to Alex first? I'm sorry. How about Bob?
He is so jealous of the internet because he invented it, and so when someone else comes up with an idea, he like gets all.
Are you back? Are you squirming? I think you're squirming.
I think you're squirming.
No.
A couple of squirmers, man. Is that you?
It is. So at MGen, this is how big this is becoming. Okay, you were busy doing something. I don't know what you were doing, putting flowers somewhere or something.
I was
But
delivering flowers.
I was able to get Bob Childs alone for a minute to
and
speak
his
to him.
brother Dave.
And yeah, but Dave got on camera. Joe did. Thank you.
Dave Bob.
Yeah.
Everybody here in the Antelope Valley has two names:
They
Dave
do.
Bob and
Bob Dave.
hyphenated.
So
We hyphenate the front names to the back names.
so I'm interviewing him,
Yeah.
and then have you heard of photobomb?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
photobomb is when somebody comes into your video or
Yeah.
very famous.
And we
at the,
like that.
Yes, very
That
famous
swirl.
at the Academy Awards with the two chicks from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so I'm doing this.
There they go. They're shopping.
They're doing. They come in and show us what
Get
they're
the
doing.
live cam. We need to follow.
I
them.
know. While we're doing the piece, talking to him, of course, he's talking all about AV Nice.
Yeah.
He lives it.
Yeah.
Then a couple of clowns come in behind him.
Yeah.
Steve, it's photobomb.
Never been bombed by a baby before.
2 weeks old, photobomb.
Wow.
There you go. Put that
Got to
down your
start
book.
sometime.
Put that on your bucket list.
You thought you'd seen everything.
Not your first rodeo, is it? Okay, so we're gonna go to a tape piece now, where those two guys come in behind him. I think one's Jim Ledford and one's Stephen Hoffbauer.
Steve Hoffbauer.
That looks good. We'll be right
Old
back.
Weedery has smoothies.
Give me a call.
This is your first time?
No, this is my second Amgen. Right after I got here last year, it was the first Amgen, and it was fabulous. This year's going to be even better because it's also AV Nice this year.
AV Nice.
Yeah, there you go, AV Nice.
Yes.
And that has, I think, taken off in the last year. It's just amazing. So that tied
We
with
sure
this
appreciate
event.
what you've done to help this.
Well, I've given out dozens of AV Nice wristbands, and it's all exciting.
Where does it go?
Isn't this great, though? I mean, the community turned out. It helps us build a better community, a stronger community. You know, you call Palmdale a place to call home, and this is what makes a place a hometown. These events like this. And this is our third Amgen, I think, and we're hoping we can do this again and make it bigger and better.
They made a point
They
to tell
love
us.
us.
They do. They really do.
And it's and here I need to say this. It's because of our staff. We have the best staff.
Photobomb.
Is this
Hey,
part of your staff? This part of your staff?
This is part of the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
This is not
so
the staff.
how did
This
he feel
is
his
part of
body
the team. We have behind you the best staff anywhere. The Amgen folks absolutely really love us. They even did their top 10 list of things they like about Palmdale. And again, they're going to 10 or so cities in this event.
I did a video of Mike Ross, Vice President of Communications for AIG. And he said that Palmdale is just amazing. Never had a situation like this before. The way you guys come in, you
I remember working with Mike when I worked on at LA Live, and I tell him, you guys need to come up to Palmdale. He goes, where? I just reminded him of that. Remember when you told me where? When you said Palmdale?
They won't forget us now.
That's right.
Are we ready?
All right, we're ready. We've been summoned, but rock on.
We will.
AV Nice. Remember that. AV Nice.
Awesome. We're really proud to have you here. And obviously,
Right to work. I love it.
Hey, we're back.
I love it.
AV Nice is just taking off.
This is a great place to live. Isn't it fun to enjoy where you live?
Taking off like a rocket.
It's taking like a rocket, baby. 4
What do you
years.
got here?
Look at the phone book. I got the new phone book. I got the mini book. We call it Mini Me. So this is 3 years ago. And this is, thank goodness, it's still yellow.
Well, unfortunately, it's no longer a paperweight. Does
Let's see.
that work?
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
You're in charge
I
now.
still fit. So the phone book's getting smaller. The ads, I'm sorry, we have to increase our revenue. I mean, our price is 12% this year. Oh, by the way, no one's looking at the book. Oh, we're online. Oh, yeah, they'll find you there. And
Everybody
so,
else.
a business owner or a professional or someone who wants to be discovered or found, got to get involved with the internet. So the last 4 years, We have been every week making a video. About
Sometimes 2 or 3. 8
Thank
or
you.
9.
You know, we just get in the mood and we start shooting them. You go to a target-rich environment, you start doing interviews and stories, and then you realize, you know, it's not about flowers, it's about nice. And then you make a channel. And now every week you make a channel. Amgen, Palmdale, Stage 3. You don't mind me sitting up higher than you, do you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
get
But
this
you're
one.
right. But you're right. And what it is, these key words, like nice. Okay, the spiders love emotional words. That's just the way they were created. So the fact is,
Nice
you're getting more
flowers.
discovered now with nice because your business is nice. Giving flowers is nice. Plants is nice. My son, who works for you on busy holidays, starts the morning all of a sudden he has to go to work.
Jimmy Jr.
Ends the day just smiling because he's made so many people happy with giving them flowers. That's AV Nice.
Wonderful business.
There are people who think you've changed the name of your flower store.
I know.
AV Nice.
Well, you know, I was scraping off the FTD emblem, which we'd had for 60 years, and I realized we're bigger than FTD. You know, and we're clean and people like us. It's not like rip off, mess up, problem. FTD stands for, I don't know, the FTD. You know, AV Nice, right? That's what happened.
The FTD? The FTD. Hey, on that note, I know you got to leave.
I got more.
I know you. That's I'm breaking you off.
I'll
right
be
now.
here next week.
I'm breaking you right off at the root.
Thank you.
No
Hey,
more
thanks
water.
for letting me be on your show.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jim.
Everybody, we'll be back here next week to say. Oh, do you feel that?
Wow.
That was like a
That was
4.5.
close.
Dude.
It was bigger than that.
Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. Hope you enjoy the show and look at the labels on food.